All right. So, hello and welcome to uh, today's session with Dr. Johnson. My name is Dr. Johnson Iyilade, and I want to welcome everyone to this live stream. Today, I'll be speaking to us on what I call 7 tips to a successful career in analytics. 7 tips to a successful career in analytics. So, if you are interested in the field of analytics, or if you are already in the field, this broadcast is for you because it's going to give you some essential tips that will help you to build a successful career, that will help you to build a very strong career in the area of analytics. So 7 tips to a successful career in analytics. So if you are looking to establishing yourself in the area of data analytics, whether it's data analysis or business intelligence or data science or machine learning engineer or AI engineer or any related data related discipline, this particular broadcast is for you. Now, before I go into today's broadcast, I want to ask you to make sure that you follow us on all our social media. Follow Glomacs Solutions on all our social media. We're on Facebook, so you can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Glomacs Solutions. Then you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, so wherein we will be able to share some contents that will help you, especially if you are looking for a career in analytics discipline. So make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then also we have a LinkedIn page. So you can search for Glomax IT Solutions and Services on LinkedIn. So we're also on LinkedIn. You can actually follow us on LinkedIn as well to get insight and upcoming updates in the area of analytics and some other emerging technologies as well. So also we have an upcoming training classes in data analysis and data science. So the goal of the class is to prepare you for a role in data analysis, business intelligence, data science, and AI areas. So if you are interested in building your career in this area, then this training is to give you practical hands-on industry level experience so that you can step into the door of opportunities in the area. So the classes are going to be beginning on January 30, and the classes are on Saturdays. So make sure that you register. The early bird registration is going to come to an end on January 11th, which is this coming Monday, January 11th by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So please make sure you register before then so that you can get some discount on your registration. But if you didn't meet Monday deadline, you can still register. The final registration closes January 26th, and the class begins in January 30. So please make sure you share that information with anyone that might be interested in analytics or anyone that is trying to build their career in the area, because this is an opportunity for them to get some hands-on practical real-life experience and projects that will help them to build a successful career in the area. So if you want to register, you can go to glomaxinstitute.com to get more information and also to register for the upcoming classes. So today's topic is 7 tips to a successful career in analytics. 7 tips for a successful career in analytics. So currently, one of the areas that is actually receiving a lot of attention and a lot of interest is data analytics. Data analytics, artificial intelligence, data science, data analytics business intelligence, all of these related disciplines are receiving attention right now, and it's an area that there is a lot of opportunities that I imagine. And the reason is very simple. It is because we have a growing number of data that are being generated for businesses now. So business can then make some decisions and get some insight through data, and also they can also do advanced things like automation using many artificial intelligence techniques, and also make maybe even forecast and predictions about the future of their businesses and processes using machine learning techniques and so on. So there are a lot of interest, especially in the business community, in this area right now. Most of the work that we see right now in the business domain, they've remained in the academic terrain for many years, but we see opportunity opening up in the business environment now for many of these techniques to be applied to business problems, to solve business challenges. So the goal is for you as a person that is looking for a career in data analytics related discipline, whether it's artificial intelligence, whether it's data science, whether it's machine learning engineering, whether it's data analyst role, or whether it's a business intelligence role. What are the things that will make you to have a successful career in this area? So I'm going to share with you 7 tips, 7 things that I think will position you for success in the area. Number 1 is passion. Passion for solving business problem with a data-driven approach. Passion. All right, business has a problem, and essentially most of their problems, they are not new. Okay, business has different components. They have their sales, they have their customer, they have their marketing department, they have their product and services, they have their finance and revenue, and all of these are different components of the business. So before, they have people that are managing this area that are just making guesses about what to do and what not to do based on established business concept and principles. But with new opportunity now for us to get information from data, it's now easier for those who are decision makers to make better decisions that are data driven. So that is why they are looking for people who can help them to get those insights from data. So the business want to know a lot of things from data. They want to know what has happened to their business. For example, they want to know what was the sale values, what was the sale figures, what was the which of the marketing funnel or channel that they are using, which one is more effective based on the number of reach or based on the number of conversions that they get. Then if there is anything that they see as going on in the business, they want to know what is causing it, what is causing that thing. And then they want to also know things around what is happening in their business, and then they also want to be able to forecast based on trends that they are seeing what is going to happen in the future. When they look at maybe the trajectory that maybe their sales is going, they want to be able to see whether things are going up or they are going down. Are they having growth or are they having a decline in sales, so that they know maybe they need to check their strategy to adopt some new strategy. So these are questions that businesses are looking to be able to answer. And data give us insight. It gives us opportunity to then be able to answer those questions effectively, accurately, and accurately for the business. So the job of a data analyst, business intelligence analyst, data scientist, or machine learning engineer is to help business to make data-driven decisions. So the first thing that I believe that you need to have is passion to solve business problem using data. So the question then will be, how do I know that I have passion for data analytics related discipline? How do I know I have passion for this field? Number one thing that I always look for is whatever you are thinking and talking about when you are with other people, it shows what you are passionate about. I believe that whatever is going on in your heart, whatever envelope your heart, is what you will be talking about most. If you see people who are passionate about soccer, who are passionate about sports, that is what they would talk most about when you are having conversation with them. So your passion is revealed in what you consistently talk about, what you consistently post about on when you are with your friends. So that's one way that you can know what is your passion. Are you really talking so much about analytics? Are you really talking so much about data analytics? If you are talking about it, then it means it's something that you are passionate about. If you see people who are passionate about politics, that's all they will start the conversation with when you are having conversation with them. So what do you talk about most of the time will reveal to us your passion. Number two thing that will reveal your passion is that you are always ready to go the extra mile. You're always ready to go the extra mile, because passion itself is like a fuel that drives you further than any other person. So if you see somebody who is passionate about anything, they are willing to give it whatever it takes to get it. So you are willing to go the extra mile. So the difference between, somebody said the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is the word extra. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is the word extra. So people who are passionate about the field of data analytics, they will always go the extra mile. They always put in extra effort to ensure that they give the best output, they give the best result in whatever thing they do. So are you willing to put in the extra effort? Sometimes you need to spend extra hours reading, learning, and doing reading things that you even probably have some idea about, but you want to cement your knowledge, you want to increase your knowledge. So this extra effort can make a difference between you and any other person. So are you somebody that want to go the extra mile? That's one of the things that can tell us whether you are truly passionate about it. Okay, number three thing that can also give us an idea that you are very passionate about it is that you are always excited. You are always excited about it during at random period during the day. So when at a certain time you are just excited because you are looking at the opportunities that is possible in the area. You are looking at things that can be done by data analytics, the things that can be done with machine learning, things that can be done with AI, and you are just excited. You feel like you want to burst out. So that's one of the things that can tell us that you're actually passionate about that thing. Because if you cannot see the opportunity and be excited about it, then you cannot work hard to get it. So are you passionate about it? Are you passionate about it? So one of the ways that we will know is what excites you in your day. Number four thing that will also tell us that you are passionate about it is that there are signs around you that shows that interest. All around you, when people look around you, everything around you speak analytics. I mean, I remember somebody came to my house and then he looked at my my library. Everything in my library is talking analytics. Everything, most things, most books that I have is relating to analytics. And the person was just jotting down some of the books that are in my shelf, on my shelf. So is everything around you too talking analytics? Are you investing in analytics? So when we look around you, the books that you are reading, the books that you have on your shelf, the books that you prepare to buy this year, are they analytics related? That's one of the things that will determine how far you will go, because passion is also revealed in the things that we see around you, the things that we see around you. Number five thing that can also reveal your passion is that when you are working in analytics project, you lose track of time. Time is no longer something that is a limitation for you. In fact, people who are passionate about the field, they are not working on it 9 to 5. They give it extra effort. They don't work 9 to 5. They work hours. Sometimes I can work 12, 15 hours without even knowing that it has been up to that, because I don't feel tired. So when you are passionate about something too, time is not a problem. Time is not a problem. If you are passionate about something, you can spend so many hours on it. So time is one of the things that can also reveal to us that you are passionate about it. Then number 16 that I think will reveal your passion is that You don't feel hungry when you are doing it. You don't feel hungry. When you are doing something that you are passionate about, you feel fulfilled, you feel filled up, you don't feel hungry. In fact, you might miss your breakfast, you might miss your lunch. You have to remind yourself that, oh, I've not even eaten breakfast when you are doing it. So you forget to eat and sleep. This is one of the signs to show that, oh, you are doing something that you are passionate about. If you are around somebody that is passionate about something, you probably need to remind them that they need to go and eat, because they forget that they have not even eaten. And sometimes they also forget that they need to go to bed and go and sleep. Or when they even sleep, they wake up early to do that thing. So that shows us that the person is very passionate about it. Number 7 things, which is the final one for describing your passion, is that you are always looking for opportunity or time to invest in that thing. You are always looking for opportunity and time to invest in that thing. Now, your budget might be very tight, you don't have much money, but that particular thing, because it's a priority in your life, you are investing in it. You are investing, you are buying books, you are investing in training, you are investing in classes towards it. That means it's your passion. You want to grow. Okay? You are investing in it. Even when your time is very scarce, if it's just 1 hour you have in a day, you will do something relating to analytics. So these are 7 things that I feel that will reveal to us if you are truly passionate about it, because it will make a difference between those who just follow the buzzword to say, oh, data analytics is the current trend of the industry, and those who are really successful. Passion will separate the two. Passion will separate the two. If you are not passionate about it, you can just have it as a title, but you are not really making much impact. So let me repeat it again. 7 things that I feel would differentiate you in terms of passion. So you constantly think and talk about it when you are with your friends. Okay? You constantly think and talk about it when you are with your friend. Number 2 things, you always go the extra mile. And I said the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is the word extra. So are you willing to put in the extra effort that is required? Number 3, you get excited about opportunities that is there in the future. So when you look at it, you say, wow, this is a field that has a lot of potential, a lot of opportunity to change things, to transform industry, to transform businesses. So you are excited about it. So that means you are passionate about it. Okay, then number 3, when we look around you, we can see signs that this is who you are. This is what you are for. So when we look at your bookshelf, what are the books that we see there? Do we have books that relate to analytics? Are you investing in any materials that relate to analytics? That will also reveal to us what you are passionate about. Number 4 is that, number 5 is that when you are working on an analytics project, time is no longer a factor. Time is no longer a boundary. You give it whatever it takes until the work is done. So you can spend hours and hours working on it. And number 6 is that you sometimes even forget to eat, or even you wake up early or you lose sleep when working on analytics work. It shows that it's your passion. There are people who wake up till late to watch a show that they are passionate about, to watch something on TV that they are passionate about. Do you also spend extra hours like that to do analytics? Then it means you are passionate about it. Number 7 is that you always find a resource, or you always find a time to fit it into your busy schedule. So no matter how busy, no matter how tight your budget, because it's your passion, you invest in it strategically. So those are 7 things that I think will define your passion. So the first thing that will define your career success in analytics is your passion. Are you passionate about solving business problem with data? That's the first thing. Then number 2 things that will also help you to build a very good career success in analytics is your knowledge of the domain in which you are working. Okay? Knowledge of the domain in which you are working. Now, so analytics is to solve a problem in the business domain. And so analytics does not replace the business, but analytics is solving a business problem. So if you really want to solve a business problem, you need to understand the business in the first instance. So analytics can be applied to both vertical and horizontal domain. So in terms of vertical, we have so many domains and industry in which analytics is being applied. For example, finance, healthcare, oil and gas, retail, transportation and logistics, e-commerce, telecommunications, in government, in education, and so many others. These are horizontal industries. Horizontal industry, different sectors, different departments that you can bring in analytics to solve a problem, whether about the customer, whether about so many other things in the operations of the organization. So, but beyond that, you also have vertical industries. Vertical industries. So by vertical, we mean things that cut across organizations. So for example, we have things like customer relationship management. So that's not specific to a particular industry. So you have it in telecommunication, you have it in healthcare, you have it in education, you have it in any other department. So it cut across industry. So you have things like sales, you have things like marketing, you have things like operations, you have things like human resources. This cut across all the domains. So if you are applying analytics to a vertical industry like the finance industry, you need to be able to speak their terms. You need to be able to understand the way their processes work. You need to be able to have an understanding of that business. And that's why if you have somebody that has already worked in those domains and you have experience, then you have an advantage because you already have some domain knowledge. So all you now need to add on to that domain knowledge is business knowledge, technical knowledge on analytics to be able to solve that problem using a data-driven approach. So you can transfer your experience that you have in that particular domain to then add analytics on top of it. But if you are somebody that just understands analytics and you want to apply it to a particular domain, one of the first steps that you need to have is to understand that business domain. Study that business domain, because until you understand the business, then you won't know the processes, you won't know the assumptions that are being made, you won't know the common terminologies that they use in that business, and then when they give you their data set, you cannot understand the relationship in those data, you cannot understand the descriptions of those data and what those data mean, and how to actually do a good analysis when you are dealing with the data. And then when you see any anomaly, you won't know because you don't understand the business. So having good domain knowledge is very, very important. So beyond just your technical knowledge, your analytical knowledge, domain knowledge, study what goes on in the domain, understand the way they do things. That will help you to be able to do a project that is relevant to the business, that is meeting the need of the business. Okay, so that's the second thing. So the second thing is you need to gain a very good domain knowledge. So number 3 thing is that you need to have an analytical mindset. You need to have an analytical mindset. So there is a mindset that you carry into any project that you work on in analytics, because when you want to start the project, the business will only tell you what they want to achieve from a business perspective. So it is your job to translate that business problem into an analytical problem. All right? So, and your analytical thinking has to come into bear to understand that, okay, this problem, this is how it translates into analytics. This is how it translates into analytics. So you need to have an idea of what exactly is the problem from an analytical perspective. So even though the problem is a business problem, by the time you take the business problem, you translate it into an analytical problem. For example, when they are asking you what is the sales report for last month, okay, that is just exploratory descriptive statistics that they are looking for. Or can you predict for us a new employee's salary based on years of experience, education, and department? We want to know how much a particular employee should be paid based on their years of experience, based on their education level, and based on the department that they work in. So that is a predictive analytics problem. So it means that they want you to be able to predict the salary of the person. Or we want to know the stock price of our share in the next 6 months. That's a forecasting. That's a forecasting problem. So your analytical thinking is taking business problem and then try to picture it from data analytics point of view. What is the problem that we are trying to solve? Because that's very important, because if you don't get that right, then every other thing that you are going to do is not going to be relevant and it's not going to solve the problem. All right? So that's the third point that will help you to build a very good career. So having an analytical thinking. And that only you get that through participating in a number of projects. So your ability to understand different variations of analytical problem comes with experience working on different projects in the field. Okay? So that's the third thing that you need to have. That's the third thing. And one thing that I put as a note here is that when you are solving business problem, always use a data-driven approach. Let the data tell the story and report your observation based on data with supporting evidence. Don't inject your bias or opinion that are not supported by data or facts from data into your conclusion. So when you are giving your final conclusions and report, let it be what the data says, not based on what you think, based on your assumption, or based on your own bias about what you are working on. So let it be data-driven, and that is how your reports should be. You take a data-driven approach. Number 4 thing that is very important if you are going to build a successful career in analytics is that you need to gain knowledge of common techniques, algorithms, and approaches that are used in analytics. You need to have good understanding of common techniques, algorithms, approaches that are used in analytics. Okay, so to address the business problem, you need to understand the techniques for solving those problems from an analytics point of view. So, and this can range from understanding statistical techniques. Okay, the foundation for most of analysis that is being done is statistics and maths. So you need to have an understanding of statistical techniques. In fact, simple things like mean, median, mode is very important. It's very important. Interquartile range, little things like that in statistics, they are very important because they give us information that helps us to be able to understand and interpret data. So you want to do things like filtering, aggregation, distribution, clustering, correlation. These are statistical things that helps us to be able to make sense of data. So you need to understand those techniques. You need to understand them. You need to understand them because without that, even when you develop a model, you cannot interpret it. You cannot make sense of what it means. So you need to also have understanding of machine learning algorithms. There are some standard machine learning algorithms that you can use for both supervised, unsupervised, and some reinforcement learning. So you need to understand those algorithms. Especially there are common ones that are used in the business environment. So you need to understand the common ones that are used in the business environment to solve problems. Okay? You need to understand things like time series forecasting. How does it work? How does it work? And you need to understand various data mining techniques. There are some data mining techniques that are also being used in analytics. And also there are some new emerging technologies, advanced techniques, such as deep learning, using neural network, that are also helping us to solve some problems that we could not solve through traditional means, such as dealing with unstructured data like images, videos, text, analysis using natural language processing and so on. So these are areas that are also receiving a lot of attention in the business environment, and you need to understand the techniques. You need to understand the methods. You need to understand how those things work if you are really going to build a great career in analytics. Okay? So, and beyond that, you also need to understand the end-to-end process of dealing with an analytics project, because when you want to start a project, you bring in your data, you do all the data preparation, then you do all the feature engineering before you start building any model or evaluating your model. So you need to understand from end to end, how does a data science project, how does a data analytic project, how does a business intelligence project, how does it work from end to end. So this is understanding the business process for doing data analysis. So that's number 4. So number five is you need to understand common tools and technologies that are used in the industry. Okay, this industry is a little mature now, that there are some tools and technologies that are the golden standard in the industry. So if you want to work in the industry, there are some tools that you need to know. They are non-negotiable. You just have to know them, because by the time you understand what the problem is, by the time you have an idea of the techniques that need to be used, then you need to get to work and get it done. And your ability to use those tools will then come into play. So that's where the idea of having some programming experience comes in, because there are so many tools that are emerging now to help us to work with data. So that's why your people who are from IT background, people who are from computer background, they have a little bit of an edge, because then they have some background in programming, and they can easily translate that experience into analytics domain. So you need to understand the tools and technologies, and the prominent ones are analytical languages or programming languages, such as Python. Python is the industry standard. Python, then also R or SAS. Okay, so if you know either of them, in some cases, some places they still use SAS, some places they use R, but in most places now, Python is becoming the dominant language. And in some other places, you also have things like Java being used. So Java is very important, but mostly if you are doing data engineering, that's where you will use Java the most. But Java is also a programming language that is also relevant. Then Spark is another programming language, and then Scala is another programming language. Then in terms of big data, you also need to have an idea of big data tools and technologies. Now, the reason is because most of organizations now, they are also looking at doing analysis on unstructured data like text, video, images. And so this requires a different kind of tool than traditional data storage tools that we have been using. So you need to understand some of the basic tools in the Hadoop ecosystem, such as Hive, Pig, Who, and some other ones like that are being used in the industry right now. So you need to have an understanding of big data technologies. Number 3, you need to understand SQL and NoSQL technologies like MySQL, so standard relational database management system, MySQL, Oracle, MongoDB, and so on. So you need to have an understanding of how to write queries, because you need to bring out the data, assuming that the data in most cases is stored in a relational database. You need to be able to write good queries that can bring in the data, whether they are in one table or they are in many tables. Okay, then you need to also have understanding of Microsoft Office. Okay, you know that looks simple, but we are talking about so many advanced things that you can do for analytics using Microsoft products. In fact, Excel, most people that are going to function in data analyst role, almost 60 to 70% of your work will be done in Excel. Almost 60 to 70% of your work as a data analyst will be done in Excel, because much of your work is reporting. So most of the data is in CSV or in Excel format. So you then need to generate the insight and report from the Excel for organizations. So there are so many advanced techniques in Excel that actually allows you to do analysis and reporting for organizations. So you need to have some advanced knowledge. We are not talking of low level. We are talking of some advanced level experience in using Excel to generating report. And also you need to also be able to use PowerPoint, because much of your presentation will be made using PowerPoint. So you need to understand how to design a good PowerPoint slide, and when you are making your presentation, making sure that your presentation stand out through your slide as well. So these are things that will help you. Then for BI reporting, the tools that you need are Tableau and Power BI. BI reporting, Tableau and Power BI, they are the industry dominant tool. Then also, if you are working in a big team, you might also have things like project tracking tools, such as Jira, okay? Such as Jira, which allows you to track the status of your work when you schedule a process. Especially when you are working in a big data environment, you will need to have a tool that helps you to be able to track the issues and progress of your work. So these are tools that you will need. There are other ones that you might need, like maybe cloud technologies, like AWS knowledge, like Azure knowledge, or Google Cloud knowledge, because many organizations are also partnering with these organizations to put in their data in the cloud. And so if their data is in the cloud, then you need to also understand how to work in a cloud environment, how to access data in a cloud environment. And for most startup, actually, if you are working for most startup, their data is likely to be in a cloud environment. So having some understanding on a basic level of cloud is also very useful. And also, if you are somebody that is working as maybe machine learning engineer, AI engineer, or data scientist, one of the other things that you might also need to be aware about is machine learning operation, or MLOps. Okay, this is a derivative from DevOps. So people who are in DevOps, they are the people that put software into production environment. So because now, rather than just advising executives, people are thinking of taking data science product into a production environment. So, and the way to do it is to use techniques that are being used in DevOps environment and bring it in. So in many big organizations, they separate the role. So when you finish building your model and developing it, you give it to the DevOps and the software developers to put it in production environment. But in a small team, you might be required to actually do the work end to end. So that means having an understanding of operations, machine learning operations, will be a good knowledge for you. So you need to understand some of the commonly used tools and technologies in the industries. And these are some of them that will help you to establish a good career in analytics. Okay, then number 6 things. Okay, I've talked about 5 things that you need. Number 1, passion. Number 2, things that you need is domain knowledge, good domain knowledge. If you are trying to venture into analytics in domain, you need to have good domain knowledge. Number 3 thing is you need an analytical mindset, which means you must be able to translate business problem into an analytics problem. Number 4, you need to master common techniques, algorithms, and approaches that are used in analytics. And that might mean understanding algorithms, understanding statistical techniques, understanding forecasting techniques, understanding data mining techniques, and understanding some emerging technologies like deep learning using artificial neural network. Now, it all depends on the level that you are operating in the analytics spectrum. If your job is just that of a data analyst and business intelligence, you don't need to know deep learning. You don't need to know some of the advanced level work. Because you are not going to be doing prediction, neither are you going to be building any system that automate what they do in the company. So, but you need to know some basic techniques that will allow you to do descriptive analysis level work. All right. So the 6th thing that would also help you to succeed in a career in the industry is good communication skills. Good communication skill. Because after you finish building everything, you've applied all the techniques, you've applied the tools, you have your result, then the next thing is to communicate your result. So, and you might be asked to communicate your results to either executives or to your colleagues. So you need to know who are your target audience. Who are the people that you are communicating with? Are they technical people, or non-technical people. For most non-technical people, especially business people, you need to speak the language of the business when you are making your presentation. You don't need to speak jargons, because what the business is looking for is the business case around your problem. What was the problem really, and how did you solve the problem, and then what is the impact of your solution to the business? Is it going to increase their revenue? Is it going to decrease the operational cost? Is it going to increase the number of customers? These are benefits that customers the business is looking for, and you must be able to do an analysis to speak to some of those KPIs that they are interested in. So your ability to communicate your results to businesses is very important. So you want to tell them, what did you observe using the data? What was your observation? And then you might also want to tell them what you recommend based on the insights that you get from the data. So your ability to communicate is very important. Now, you might also have to make a presentation to your colleagues or technical people. Then you speak the communication language. Sometimes they might ask you to walk through your code to tell them maybe some of the assumptions that you make, some of the things that you, why did you choose a particular algorithms, and so on like that. How do you optimize your model and things like that. So you've got to know who are your audience. That's one of the first things that you need to bear in mind when you are communicating. Number two, you must speak a language that they can understand. Number three thing is that use more visual in your presentation. Use more visual in your presentation, because a picture speaks louder than 1,000 words. So make sure that you use more visual than text. So in your slides, make sure that it's more of graph and visual representations of the result than just a bunch of text. Just only use text in your presentation just for maybe some notes that you want to pass across. But most of the other ones should be more visual in nature. And finally, the number 7 tips that will help you to build a successful career in analytics. Number 7 is build a project portfolio. Build a robust project portfolio. You see, analytics is a practical discipline. It's a discipline where they want to know what you have done and what you could do before they trust you, because data is very critical to organizations. Data is very important to organizations, and because you are going to be working with decision makers, they want to be sure that you have the right experience, the right exposure, the right techniques, and the right knowledge that is required to make the business work. So the first thing that will help you to be at the forefront there is to build a portfolio of projects. You need to have a portfolio of projects that you have done that relates to the domain that you are targeting. For example, if you are targeting things around finance department, finance industry, have you worked on any project relating to finance industry? Because that's going to be critical. If you have not done any project relating to finance industry, then when you are looking for opportunity in that domain, it might be difficult for you to get in there. So you need to demonstrate your competencies and skills by having a robust portfolio. So make sure that you have Jupyter notebook or resource that demonstrates what you have done, so that anytime you are looking for an opportunity in that domain, you can outline the value that you can bring into that organization through your portfolio. People don't want you to tell stories. They want you to show them through what you have already done. So that's why you don't need to wait for any opportunity to come. You can continue to build your portfolio. You can continue to build your portfolio based on where you want to go, and anytime the opportunity comes, you are able to showcase the project that you have done and the experience that you have in it, and what value you can bring into the organization. I will do some more video to tell you how to create a portfolio and how to build your portfolio. I think I can stop on that note for today. I will come back on Monday and I will discuss something more that will help you to build a robust career in this field. Before I go, like I said in the beginning, please make sure that you follow us, because we are going to be releasing videos that will be impactful to you. If you are interested in analytics, if you are passionate about the field, make sure you follow Glomacs Solutions on our social media. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on LinkedIn, and we have a YouTube channel. So search for Glomax IT Solutions and Services and follow us on all of those channels. You will have access to all our videos and resources on those channels. Then also we are having a training that is going to help people to step into data analysis, business intelligence, data science, and artificial intelligence kind of role. So if you are interested in stepping into that domain this year, this is an opportunity for you to enroll with us, because we are bringing in experience from industry to train you on tools, techniques, and even the tools that you need to be able to succeed in the industry. And beyond that, we have projects that will help you to understand how to solve problems in the industry. So we are bringing in a lot of hands-on projects that will help you to be able to function in the industry. So the deadline for registration is January 26th, and the classes start January 30, and the classes are on weekend. They are on Saturdays between 10 and 2 p.m. Eastern time. So please join us. You can join from anywhere in the world, because it's an online class. It's an online class, so you can register and join from any part of the world. But there is an early bird registration that is due on January 11th. So if you want to join us, please take advantage of that early bird, because you get some discount on the registration. And if you have any questions about the training or about anything analytics, feel free to send us a message at trainings@glomacsolutions.com, and I will do the best to address any questions sent to us, maybe during one of my live sessions. Thank you so much, and I will see you again on Monday. Bye.